Did you know that in 2025, India has skyrocketed to dominate the global stage like never before? From economic might to cultural influence, India is leaving its mark on countries you'd never expect. Buckle up, because we're diving into the 2025 latest report, 8 countries where India now reigns. Stick around until the end, because the number one country will absolutely shock you. This isn't just about numbers. It's about India's unstoppable rise in a world full of surprises. Let's jump in. Welcome to 2025, a year where India's influence is rewriting global dynamics. According to the latest reports, India's economy is projected to grow at a robust 6.9% this year, making it the fastest growing major economy, as per the United Nations and IMF. With a population of over 1.4 billion, a booming digital economy, and a cultural juggernaut that's captivating the world, India is no longer just a player, it's a leader. The World Economic Forum has even called India the primary engine of global economic growth for 2025 and 2026. But where exactly is India's dominance most evident? We've scoured the latest data to bring you 8 countries where India's influence is undeniable, from trade and tech to culture and diplomacy. Let's start our countdown with number 8. Kicking off our list is the UAE, a nation where India's economic and cultural presence is thriving. In 2025, the UAE remains one of India's top trading partners, with bilateral trade reaching over $85 billion annually. Indian expatriates, numbering over 3.5 million, make up nearly 40% of the UAE's population, driving sectors like construction, healthcare, and technology. The recent India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement has boosted exports of Indian goods like textiles, jewelry, and pharmaceuticals. Culturally, Bollywood films and Indian cuisine are staples in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, with 2025 seeing the launch of a massive Indian cultural festival in Dubai, showcasing everything from Kathak dance to South Indian doses. The UAE's reliance on Indian labor and expertise, combined with India's growing investments in UAE's tech hubs, cements this partnership as a cornerstone of India's global reach. At number 7, we have the United States, where India's influence is soaring in tech and innovation. In 2025, Indian professionals lead over 20% of Fortune 500 tech companies, with names like Sundar Pichai and Satya Nadella shaping global tech trends. The Indian diaspora, now over 4.8 million strong, is a powerhouse in Silicon Valley and beyond. The U.S.-India trade relationship hit $190 billion in 2024, and 2025 projections show even stronger growth, especially in AI and green energy. Recent updates highlight India's role in U.S. supply chains, with Indian firms supplying critical components for semiconductors and renewable energy tech. Culturally, Indian festivals like Diwali are celebrated coast to coast, and Indian restaurants are a culinary mainstay. Despite trade tensions under new U.S. policies, India's strategic importance as a counterbalance to China keeps this relationship thriving. Next up, at number 6, is the United Kingdom, where a landmark trade agreement in 2025 has supercharged India's influence. This deal has opened doors for Indian IT services, pharmaceuticals, and textiles, with bilateral trade expected to hit $50 billion by 2026. The UK's Indian diaspora, over 1.8 million strong, plays a pivotal role in politics, business, and academia. In 2025, Indian students dominate UK universities, making up nearly 25% of international enrollments. Culturally, Indian curry houses remain a British institution, and the 2025 re-release of the iconic Bollywood film Sholay packed UK theaters. With India's growing soft power and the UK's post-Brexit pivot toward Asia, this partnership is stronger than ever. At number 5, Singapore shines as a hub for India's financial and tech dominance. In 2025, Singapore is a key destination for Indian startups, with over 500 Indian tech firms operating in the city-state. The India-Singapore Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement has driven trade to $35 billion, with Indian banks like SBI expanding their presence. Singapore's role as a financial gateway for Indian companies entering Southeast Asia is unmatched. Culturally, Little India in Singapore is a vibrant hub, and 2025 saw the launch of a joint India-Singapore AI research initiative, positioning both nations as leaders in digital innovation. Despite a recent COVID-19 surge in Singapore, Indian pharmaceutical exports, including vaccines, have bolstered bilateral ties. Moving to number 4, Australia is a rising star in India's global orbit. In 2025, the India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement has pushed bilateral trade past $30 billion, with Indian exports like pharmaceuticals and IT services leading the charge. The Indian diaspora, over 900,000 strong, influences Australian politics and culture, with Indian restaurants and festivals like Holi gaining mainstream popularity. India's role in Australia's critical minerals supply chain, vital for green energy, has deepened this partnership. In 2025, India's cricket dominance continues to captivate Australian fans, with the Indian team's tour drawing record crowds. This strategic alliance, fueled by shared Indo-Pacific goals, shows India's growing clout down under. At number 3, Canada is a hotspot for India's cultural and economic influence. The Indian diaspora, now over 1.9 million, shapes Canadian politics, with several MPs of Indian origin in 2025's parliament. Bilateral trade hit $15 billion, driven by Indian IT and agricultural exports. Indian students, numbering over 400,000, are a cornerstone of Canadian universities. Culturally, Indian films and music festivals are booming, and 2025 saw Toronto host North America's largest Diwali celebration. Recent tensions over trade tariffs haven't dimmed this relationship, as Canada relies on India's tech talent and pharmaceutical exports to navigate global challenges. Number 2 is Saudi Arabia, where India's energy and labor ties are unmatched. In 2025, India remains Saudi Arabia's second-largest trading partner, with $50 billion in trade, largely driven by oil imports and Indian exports like rice and machinery. Over 2.6 million Indian workers fuel Saudi Arabia's economy, from construction to healthcare. The 2025 India-Saudi Investment Forum saw Indian firms secure $10 billion in deals for renewable energy projects. Culturally, Indian cinema and food are gaining traction, with Saudi Arabia hosting its first Bollywood Film Festival in Riyadh this year. This partnership, rooted in economic necessity and shared strategic interests, underscores India's Middle East dominance. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the number 1 country where India reigns in 2025 is Bangladesh. Surprised? You shouldn't be. India's influence in Bangladesh is profound, from economic aid to cultural ties. In 2025, India's $10 billion line of credit has transformed Bangladesh's infrastructure, with Indian companies building roads, railways, and power plants. Bilateral trade exceeds $15 billion, with Indian goods dominating Bangladeshi markets. Culturally, Bollywood and Indian TV serials are a craze, and cross-border migration has deepened people-to-people ties, despite immigration concerns. India's role in Bangladesh's garment industry, supplying raw materials and expertise, is pivotal. In 2025, India's diplomatic support amid Bangladesh's political challenges has solidified its influence, making it the undisputed leader in this South Asian neighbor. There you have it, 8 countries where India's influence is soaring in 2025. From the UAE's glittering skyline to Bangladesh's bustling markets, India's economic, cultural, and technological prowess is reshaping the world. Which country surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on India's global rise. Until next time, keep exploring, and let's celebrate India's unstoppable journey.